Hello and welcome everyone to the Knockout 1 stream for this eSailing World Championship. We're heading straight into it with race 1. The warning signal has been given. And Alberto is here with me today to commentate on this knockout. Alberto, how are you doing?
Hello, all good, all good, all good. Ready for looking at this amazing first race of this 2025 season.
Yep. Well, maybe a bit of explanation on how we got here. So eSailing World Championship has started. First challenge was last week, the first qualifier, and it's going to be the top 40 of each qualifier heading into their own knockouts. And so here we have the top 40 players of this first qualifier sailing into this knockout. At the end of this knockout stage, it's going to be the top 3 who will go into the semifinals, while place number 4 to 10 are going to head over straight to the playoffs. As we have 10 seconds to go before the start.
As you can see, everybody is on the race committee boat, and they are starting in because they're waiting for a small left wind shift to come, but there is a massive right wind shift coming again, and we have a lot of penalties here at the start of this first race for the first knockout of this year.
Yep, and it's going to be a J70 in a slightly bigger race course that you're used to. It's still the same LA2, so upwind, downwind, with the gates on leeward and a offset mark on windward. But yeah, a bigger course so that the players actually have more space to use their tactics, get out of their wind shadow of the opponents, because with 40 players, the strategy is going to be very different to what you could see in the challenge, where it was limited to 12 players per race.
Yeah, and as you can see, this one is required because with 40 boat, we do not want to have a massive group of e-sailors going to the first mark all together. So this one will allow the fleet to be more equal and do not have everybody arriving at the first mark at the same time.
Exactly. So, while Donnie is the one leading the Vit Mardani is the one leading the fleet currently, followed closely by Pepito, according to the ranking on the left. We're gonna see some big names in this first final.
Yep, and we have. It's really interesting to understand because the racing area is so difficult to interpret that from one side you can say that Maradoni and Pepito are in the lead, but on the other hand, Cavan, Fiance, and Samuel Solano Harder are in the lead with Lorenzo. So it depends how strong will be the left wind shift. But speaking about names, we have a lot of qualifier of a final. We have Harder that qualified for the last one together with Lorenzo. We have Luka Kozlovic that actually finished third back in 2019. We have FIV Rock that he did it in 2021. KGR did it. Toshiki did it this year and last year together, both the year. So a lot of the world champion here, a lot of people racing from the highest level, a lot of faces that we already saw, and we are here closing to the first mark.
And Will Harder currently in the lead with Nano Pardo, though it is going to be tight at the mark rounding, over here. Nano Pardo is going to be the first one who enters the zone. So he was overlapped with a couple of other boats.
Lorenzo. Third position actually to KGR that take a penalty and leave the space to Theo Ivi. That is a new name into the finals, but definitely not a new name into the sailing world, as he already participated 2 Olympic campaigns.
Wow, and well, looking at the chat, nice water press, good luck. They will need it with 40 players. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, actually, and we're gonna maybe talk more about the format when we're entering the scores. Let you know how this knockout is going to to take place. And Genesee08AB, bonjour. Nice to see you there. Sweet Sailor showing his support for Rommel. Only Swedish, I think, in this final.
Yep. And to be honest, not a lot of Swedish are in the final in the last year, so definitely a great accomplishment for Joachim.
Yeah, proudly showing his Swedish colors. Chased by Mui showing the love of St. Valentine's, which was recently.
Yep.
His heart sails. And well, I guess who are going to be your star sailors today, according to you?
This one is a really good moment for Harder, but though this is prime time for the Japanese, that is early evening for them, so I believe they will be advantaged by at the time of the day. Harder though is always been doing amazing race. He is attending the Italian Championship, that is already an open event, and he's always qualifying in the top one. So definitely he's one of the competitors, especially because he trained a lot.
Yeah, and we're likely gonna see him.
On the 40 fleet.
We're likely gonna see him a lot with Jose Godi. These two are neck and neck every time in the finals. The two Brazilians, and well, Harder was Jose Godi's trainer in real life for sailing. So it's gonna be the student versus the teacher.
Yeah. To be honest, on the other hand, the other Brazilian, Jose Godi, also doing a lot. Lorenzo also is performing really well. KGR is performing really well in the Japanese Championship. Joachim is performing kind of well in the Swedish one. So I'm not surprised to see them in the highest part of the ranking at the first race, especially in the J70. What do you think? I want to explain a little bit more the format that during the qualifier we did a mono boat, so only J70. We are going to change it boat every time, but we are always doing the qualifiers with all the boats that are in the whole championship. So all the qualifier will have a similar boat during the whole championship to allow people to have a similar way to qualify to all the finals. Remember, top 3 are going directly to the semifinals of the eSailing World Championship. From 4th to 10, they qualify for the playoff.
That's exactly it. We're going to be switching boats every race. It's going to be the boats that you will see in the eSailing World Championship challenges. And to participate in the eSailing World Championship, you just need to head over to Virtual Regatta, ensure the game, and you'll have the Lobby Zone eSailing World Championship and race when the next challenge is going to be available. Next challenge starting on Monday at 12 UTC. It looks like we'll be starting with the F50 for that challenge.
That's correct. And with 12 boats, it's always nice to...
Yeah, F50, you kind of prefer smaller fleets. You have more space and ways to fight your race. Though we will see later that they will have to race the F50 race with 20 players. That's going to be tricky, as Nano Pardo is taking a bit of a lead on KGR and Lorenzo.
Yeah. But to be honest, what I want to focus my attention is Tristan Azier, that he started not in a really nice way, but actually after just 2 legs he recovered, is in the top 10. Really good start from the French sailor here.
As Carrefour Sui from Sweden, showing his support for Rommel again. Rommel getting a bit of support here in the chat from Sweden. Nice to see.
Yep.
And currently, where is Rommel? He's in 11th. So a pretty good place. It's going to be 40 players in the first 5 races, and then it's going to be 20 players in the remaining 3 races for the Go Fleet.
Yeah. So at the moment, the group of the top 3 sailors are in a really, really nice path. As you can see, Lorenzo is going at 15.5. Harder Samuel is going at less than 14, so 1.5 knots of difference between the 2 boats. And that will be costly, and this one will allow the top 3 to be to finish like this, and then there is a battle between Harder Jose Godi and impressive Azir that actually caught a lot of position, but now is attacked by Vit Maradoni, and this one could be costly for the French sailor. There is a battle also between Ozuil and Cavan on the other hand. Let's see how it's going to pan out. In the meantime, congratulations to Nano Pardo, KGR, and Lorenzo. Then we have Harder. Then we have Vit Maradoni, Azir, Kozlovic, Ozuil. Then we have FIV Rock crossing the line in the 11th position. Schleg is taking the 12, Pepito, Rommel, Muy, Pepito. Vari, Fuyuko, Kazuki, Teo Ivi, that from a great start finished 19th, Julie Fra, Bach Lambrier, Tokyo, Pablo Baez. And the rest are coming in.
And well, we will have confirmation of the score on your screen over here.
Happy that we start now to learn more about the sailors. We are having a better knowledge of all the players that are racing here, and we have impressive sailors that we already know, like Bart Lambrier. We have a lot of e-sailors with a lot of really, really lovely background. And for example, we have the whole Japanese fleet that they're doing a lot of races. They did a lovely championship during the winter time. We have the Swedish, the Italian doing a national championship or national qualification now that will continue all over the year. So we have the French actually with Stefan Gazan winning, I believe.
Yep, he is the national champion for
He's
France.
the national champion. So at the moment we are having nice things that we can say about all the racers that are going to race these days.
So who should we follow for the start?
Who should we follow? There is a massive group nearby the race committee. I will say I will focus on Tristan, on Azir.
I think both a bit in the middle, well, first third of the line. And
so great, as you can see, great start for him. No penalty start here for the various sailors. A lot of sailors see that there is a right wing shift coming, so they are willingly getting a penalty to just take the right hand side. So I believe the one, if the right hand side is actually coming, I believe there is probably, I would say, Lorenzo or Luka Kozlovic. Yeah, Lorenzo, that is on the right hand side, now tacking. And even if he said that he's in 16th, I would be not 100% sure, to be honest. Jose Gudi seems that he was slightly in front of him. Seems he's going to cross around the whole fleet. It depends if a right wing shift is coming or a massive left wing shift is coming, and that one will be a game changer in the end. At the moment, now that Acosta is in the lead, amazing point of view from Oscar that show us the whole racing area, allowing us to see also that there is a massive right wing shift coming at the end of the leg. So probably is definitely is important to keep the right hand side if that right wing shift is actually stable and long enough to do that.
And well, currently Schleg is first according to the ranking. And who's your who would you say is your like your protege, the one that you want to see winning and qualifying?
So do I need to jinx it? So it will be like the commentator's death kiss or
Commentator curse.
commentator curse. To be honest, I'm seeing a lot of. He's not a protege, but he's definitely someone that I think he's performing really, really well in the last period are the Brazilians. And that would be interesting to see if they also could perform at that with a lot of strength also at this high level. It will be interesting to see Jose Godi or Samuel Christian Samuel Harder, sorry, to be in the semi-final directly after this 8 races. Well,
Yep.
Who is yours?
I want to see some Americans. I want to see WG25 or Schleg. We've seen almost every continent being shown in the various finals. So we've had Japan for Asia. We've had Europe, obviously. We're kind of missing in Africa and Australia and New Zealand, but I don't think there's any players from these regions in this final yet. Although we do have some big players from these regions who just didn't qualify for this one. So I want to see North America now.
Actually, we had KZ7 in 2018. It was I believe New Zealander. So guys, in the chat, please tell me if someone remember. Definitely Richard will remember. KZ7, if it was New Zealander or Australian. I think New Zealander because it was the red stars on it. And that was in the final in the 2018.
As we feel Luisito taking a penalty here as he tried to tack onto I forgot who it was. I think it was Fotigodi. And I haven't looked at the chat really, but Marion Prison supporting the French players and Dainla Arvandi defending that France have already won enough. Obviously winners of the Nations Cup. You can watch the final again on Twitch or YouTube from World Sailing or Virtual Regatta. A very interesting final to watch between France and Italy.
Yeah.
And Marion Prison on Mr. Follow, but thank you for the follow.
Yeah, Matt Blakey. Yeah, exactly. 2018, but he was a New Zealander, right? Let's ask the chat that they have a really, really good memory for it. Let's see if my memory is good enough. Fanny Yuko in the lead, followed by Jose Godi Ozuil in third, fourth position for FIV Rock. It's a tricky situation now because, as you can see, Luisito is going really, really deep. He's covering Ozuil. FIV Rock is trying to go as fast as he could. There is I was expecting more cover, especially in the lead, but the one in the lead are kind of avoiding each other. They do not want to risk anything. And at the moment, as you can see, Fanny Yuko get the lead, but get a penalty from Jose Godi. But in second position, FIV Rock. This one will be an interesting one. A lot of the people went to the right one because of the right wing shift that they have. Definitely a good choice. Let's see if the right wing shift can stay here. Definitely good choice here from FIV Rock that actually avoided the dirty win from Jose Godi as Yuko and Kazuki cannot avoid. Not a good race now for I'm looking for Schleg that he went for a different path, a more solitary one. Try to see if he can actually manage to find a massive right wing shift and
Yeah, that's kind of
try to
the
break.
the tactic you need to think of, because well, with 40 boats, if you're not on the front, you're going to be slowed down considerably. So maybe your tactic is to steer away from the bulk of the fleet and try to get your own clean win.
Yeah.
Which is what Schleg is hoping here.
And with this massive left wing shift that they have, Jose Godi is in a great position. F5 is actually bearing away so much, Jose Godi. He's going 50 degrees just because he want to go closer to F5 Rock. He want to get the right wing shift. That is a really, really interesting tactic. Ooh, amazing screen here from our Oscar that is showing us also the ranking with Jose Godi definitely going to be in the lead after this race, no matter what, if he's keeping a position in the top. At the moment, I will say that there is a battle between first and second. Then there is a group of actually 4 Japanese challenging the last place on the podium for this race. And after that, Luisito trying to stay ahead of Muy Muy and Vari. I will focus now on the top 2 because now they're going to meet each other. Let's see if Rock is going to be aggressive, try to give a penalty. No, he's be super conservative, leaving the first place to Jose Godi. He doesn't need to have the victory to be in the top position. He just want to be do not want to lose too many points. Now he is bearing away, closing the door to Yuko. Yuko is in front, but he's slow. Now FIV Rock have the possibility to overtake him, and he's going faster, and FIV Rock keep the position over Yuko. In the back, Vari, he's keeping the position with Rommel just following him. Nice performance of the Swedes. Azir is a little bit in the group with a battle between FC Rich and Kavan and KGR. Around harder in 17th position. Luka Kozlovic, Pepito, and Lorenzo not in a great position. Bartlambre in 26 with a penalty, rule 18. Closing again, Nauzet da Costa.
And we're heading on to the last downwind now, so Jose Godi still in the lead. A bit separated from FIV Rock, you see that Jose Godi is going to be on the top of your screen right now. That dark, I don't know what kind of color that is, dark brownish, brown-red color on top, and then it's going to be very tight for third place between Yuko Ozul Kazuki.
It's not Japanese. Bordeaux.
Bordeaux? Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm bad with colors. Let's name it Bordeaux. And I see a lot of support in the chat. Stick 36 Go SR. Supporting the French player in Desbois, also Allez les Bleus.
So Jose Godi closing in first position. Second position is actually being challenged at the moment, but a penalty to Ozil is definitely allowing FFV, Rock and Kazuki almost same time. We need to check. Then Yuko, Ozil, and Vari. Rommel and Mui Mui, Luisito, Julifa, Pablo Bites. Battle between Azir, Grenine and Cavan Fiance, and FHC Rich, KGR, Harder, Kozlovic. Harder now, sorry. Pepito, Lorenzo. Oh my god. Now Schlag is arriving with. It's a lot of them coming. At the same time, Mournier and Bartlambre arriving almost at the same time. Doding, Totexi, Yutsuki arriving together. Wow, this is a nice arrive between Pishne and Nano Pardo. Umut Efe almost alone. WG25 now Zeta Costa and Tokyo fighting for the last position.
And there we have race number 2 in the Ilka. Hoseguri in a comfortable first position, followed by FIV Rock. FIV Rock did not attack Hoseguri. We've seen that at the last mark rounding. Well, last windward mark rounding. And well, because it's fleet race and because it's big fleets, you kind of prefer playing it safe. So between 1 and 2, it's not that many points. So you might as well settle for the number 2 if it's too risky to fight for number 1.
I wanted to remember everyone that we have a waiting from
there we go. Start procedure given. 36 skippers this time, so both Dudang and TOEV are here. With Harder
disconnected a few seconds. Before the start. 27 seconds to the race.
As they're getting closer to the start line, it looks a bit darker on the top of the screen, so near the pin end when there is more wind.
Yeah.
Though
also the line is tilted, so starting on the pin is definitely an advantage. Let's see how they're starting. Rommel started out. Pishne started with a penalty. A lot of penalties here because people want to get the right-hand side of the racing area. Kind of a strange situation for my point of view. I believe amazing start from Julie Fra, that is currently 8th, but is definitely in a great position together with Maradoni.
Yeah, they're staying in the wind pressure. This is the dark line that you see on the minimap top left, but also that you see on the water. There's a difference of color on the water of the course, and darker means more wind. And in the upwind, especially the 49er really likes the wind, so you gotta try to stay in these wind pressures.
Yeah,
and get the better shifts with these wind pressures.
A lot of change in the lead with Luisito and Johannes Bansen now getting the best of it. People are trying to get back to the right-hand side where there is more wind. As you can see, Luisito is going at 10.3 while Yutsuki is going 11. So definitely the two Japanese at the moment are in more pressure. They're waiting for the right wind shift to come up, and definitely they are going to get a really, really wonderful position. Julie Fra also is in the top 5. So a lot of Japanese here racing in the best position. Let's see what's going on with the first cross, with Jannis Banser ducking away from Yutsuki. Luka Kozlovic taking the penalty get by KUAC and sneaking without a penalty in fourth position. Now is overlap underneath of KGR, hoisting the kite and try to fly away, with KGR knowing what he's going to do and following it. Lorenzo now in sixth position, just catching up with Vari and Ozuil. Really interesting race right now, as Jose Godi not in the leading position.
And we're going to see the fleet separate a bit. You're going to have this line on the left of all the boats following each other, and then the other boats trying to get out of their wind shadows, which is why they're going on the right of your screen right now. And nice water press. Who is commentator? It is Alberto, who you were hearing just before me, and myself, Oscar. Alberto from eSailing and myself from Virtual Regatta. As they're gonna start their last
really fast.
upwind, and yeah, Japanese are fast. Yeah, we knew that.
It's not a surprise here. In Trieste we had 3 Japanese. In Stockholm we have 2. So definitely Japanese are putting a lot of eSailer in the top positions, similar as France is doing better than other countries like Italy, for example, that are still considered in the top position.
Yep.
And we have the first Polish this year, the first Swedish this year. So a lot of countries now are getting better in the game, and there is more possibility for smaller country to join the pack. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, and we're seeing these countries kind of emerging and seeing more of players from these countries to start getting into their higher placed rankings, and having players like Vari, like Romel as well, performing at high level. Definitely helps the other players from that country, because they're likely trained together, and well, most of them, for example, play the Nations Cup together, so which is great training.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro Costi, can you explain the race in Japanese, please? I would love to, but unfortunately I do not speak Japanese, nor do I understand it.
If we want, we can try some Chinese, but will be kind of difficult.
I'll let you do that.
Maybe next time. At the moment, we have in the lead Luisito. In second position, Yutsuki and Luka Kozlovic in third, Lorenzo Sorrenti in fourth. So definitely really interesting, with 2 Italian, 1 Spanish, and 1 Japanese in the top 4. But if we look after that, we have 4 Japanese: KGR, Ozuil, FC Rich, and KUAC, with just Julifra and Vari in the top 10. Definitely a race that is advantaging the Japanese, this one. Yeah, everybody's good in with Google Translate here in the chat. Please send us an audio so we can.
So we had Yutsuki coming in
my Japanese is flawless.
Third is going to be Luka. Fourth is going to be Lorenzo. Sixth looks like it's going to be Ozil. Most of the players are going to be coming from the pin end over here. KGR in sixth. Sorry, fifth for Ozil. 7 for FC Rich. 8 for KUIC. It's going to be close between Judy Faveri and Kazuki. We'll see how the ranking decided that Pablo Ba is coming in right after them. Bart in 14th, Green 9. Haven't seen much of Green 9 so far.
Yeah, That's strange. Ooh, Jose Godin now fighting for 24th position. A lot of issues here with 6 boats arriving at the same time. Maradoni,
Look at
FIV
the
Rock,
ranking.
Pepito, WG35, Mornier, Schleg, Naldo Costa, and the Teo Ivi in the same second.
Like tenths of seconds separating them.
Yeah.
But this is ranking for the race number 3.
To be honest, I see a really packed fleet. I was not expecting that. I was expecting someone more having more point and more having less point and then being a bigger gap, rather than at the moment seems the gap is not that important kind of thing.
Yeah, the scores are fairly close to each other, but still have 2 races to go with 40 players, so that can really change a lot still. But then we have some very consistent players on the podium. Well, very consistent. They have 1 iffy race and 2 good race for the top 3. For the top 4. Well, even like for the top 10 actually. Again, you want to be in the top 20.
Between the top 10 is having 20 points difference, so
yeah,
is nothing. You made a bad start and you lose 35. So
ooh, Shtik making a promise over here. Mon anglais est nul, mais je m'engage à offrir un trophée pour le vainqueur final, so I'm going to translate that. My English isn't great, but I'm going to offer a trophy for the winner, for the final winner.
So we have the start, but again, early start from Rommel, early start from FIB Rock, and another penalty for Bart Lambert.
Yeah, Nano Pardo got a false start and got stuck facing the win.
But we said we didn't see enough of Grey 9, and Grey 9 now is in the lead.
There we just had to wake him up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's too early.
Green 9 that we've seen in several finals. So, we expect a lot from him.
Yeah. I remember when I met him in...
and here's us jinxing
a lot of them, right?
Here's us jinxing him.
This is the commentator course. Guys, you feel free to make a meme about that. We are happy about it. Luka Kozlovic now is trying to duck about a fleet of Japanese sailor because he's like Ozwil, KUAC, KGR, Tokyo. All the one are on the left-hand side. Amazing race again for the Japanese. Now it depends everything what happened with the next wind shift. If the next wind shift will be a lefty, Ozwil will get the lead. Second position for KUAC probably, and Mui, and then Luka Kozlovic. If it's a right wind shift, Umut Efe definitely is going to be a contender. Vai now is pushing. Was a small righty, so as you can see, Umut Efe get the second position. Third position for FC Reach, and then KUYC. Grey 9 and Harder get a penalty. They try to squeeze in. Now that is starting to do, is in the middle of the fleet, but is doing a little bit better. Ozwil, I would say, comfortably in the lead.
Ozwil has a 130-meter lead on the second, and that I was gonna say that's increasing, but no, it's actually decreasing. Umut must have had caught a good wind shadow. You're gonna see his wind shadow appearing just behind him over here. The Turkish sailor, great performance from this player, from Umut.
Yeah. To be honest, though, with this left wind shift, FC Reach actually managed to choose the right one. the right mark. Let's see if this one could be
Yeah.
helpful. Luka Kozlovic on attack to avoid Umut F dirty win is coming a right wing shift, but after that will be a left wing shift. So not an easy one, not an easy choice.
Yeah, you see Umut's the white boat completely on the right alone over there in the wind pressure. It's not going to last for long though, because we do see that other wind pressure coming in on the left. And Marion Prison Nakra is such a fun boat. They're not confirming that. And they're not sharing a bit of his secrets. You're going to see some of the players, we've seen it when we were watching, for example, Luka Kozlovic. I'm going to zoom back in on him. Seeing this, what he just did here. He's going to luff up regularly like this, and this is allowing him to gain some meters without actually losing too much speed.
Yep.
And the Nakra is one of the boats on which you can actually do that. Well, you can do that on every boat, but the Nakra is pretty efficient.
Yep.
Obviously, you will not be trying to do that with the Ilka, for example.
Actually, if you remember the Ilka in the past, you are allowed to do the same, but on the opposite way. So like dialing down to increase the speed and then laughing up. Because the acceleration parameter was really, really good when you were bearing away. And actually, that one was an interesting tactic because if you were alone, you have more possibility of
an unfortunate
going
penalty
fast.
here.
Well done.
Yeah, on Lorenzo, as you were explaining that, it's true. Yeah, the Ilka did change compared to what you had a couple years ago. Lorenzo taking this unfortunate touching the mark to Rule 31. That is going to slow him down quite a lot. Still in the top 10.
Yeah, but as you can see, he's 10 meter with Muy Muy. And Muy Muy is going definitely faster than Lorenzo. He went too long over the line, so definitely going to lose that position. Probably losing a position also on Luka Kozlovic and the green 9. Definitely, yeah. 8 for Luka Kozlovic, probably 9 for Lorenzo, 10 for green 9. Kevin Fiennes, Jose Godi getting still in the top 10 in the highest one. Harder get back in the 14th.
You see the rest of the fleet coming in over here.
Yeah.
With everyone crossing the finish line, this is the ranking. We see 4 Japanese in the top 4.
That is insane. This is insane.
And Sweet Sailor, why eventually redress for harder? This is just me theorizing. I'm not part of the protest committee. I am not going to look like artifacts and see what they decide. It's just a possibility. Don't know if that will actually happen. The reason why I said that is because he was maybe disconnected before the start procedure was started. But again, I'm not part of the jury, so I'm not going to be the one looking at the facts and deciding the outcome.
Yeah.
Cool. Start procedure has been given 55 seconds to go in this Far East boat. As you said, similar but different from the J70.
Yeah.
And
I believe then also a massive right-wing shift is going to push everybody to start near the race committee. Left-wing shift that is coming soon after, not sure if is something that is going to be interest a lot of sailors, so everybody is pushing for the race committee. As you can see, first penalty for Luka Kozlovic. There is a massive group of sailors over there. And once you get a penalty, you're going down to check for another spot where you can sneak in and kind of reactivate after that. 10 seconds from the start, everyone is packed, so definitely going to start a little bit faster is definitely a good idea. Another penalty for a lot of the boat, Kozlovic, a lot of people out, Yutsuki, Julie Fra, Johannes Pansen, Bart Lambre is and QYC. So as you can see, massive kind of penalty around with Yours says that FAB Rock is in the lead. For me, is harder because of the left wing shift that is coming, but it's kind of early to call. Lorenzo also is in a great position, but he's blocked by Pablo Baez and the group over there. So definitely starting on the right hand side is definitely a plus. That's why I think yours is more correct with FIV Rock
Well, now
being in the lead because
it has changed now because it's going to be Tokyo, according to the ranking on the left for me.
having the wind shift here will allow still a bigger group of boats to try to get to the lead position. There is only someone that will be kind of little bit left out, like Pepito and Maradoni. Actually, Pepito should be sailing from Tahiti, so we have something actually
I
more
see he's still
east
in
than him.
Tahiti.
I think so.
Yeah, Pepito is one of the strong players that you used to see a lot in the French squad for the Nations Cup, but also in various eSailing World Championship finals or Virtual Gala finals. Well, he had not a full break, but he was a bit more discreet this year, occupied with his real life stuff. And well, it's good to see him back in the game.
Yep.
And we hope for him that he gets in. Currently, he's not in the top 20, but who knows?
A lot of penalty here, especially from the group on the left. Harder was the smart one, staying really out of the battle, and now is overtaking Tokyo and getting the lead with Jose Godi really close by. But the uncertainty of Schlegg coming in on starboard, definitely that will be something interesting to see if anybody get a penalty or like everybody will be good. At the moment, Harder in the lead. I want to say Vari, he did something really smart. He get a penalty and just avoid to avoid the massive people coming from the right hand side. Harder and Jose Godi in the lead with Muy in the middle. Then there is Schlegg, FC Rich, Vari, Luisito, Kejarlo, Lorenzo, and Teo Ivi. There's been a big group of sailor here. You need to keep yourself on the left-hand side as there is a bigger path over there. But being covered and going in that direction can be also risky. But at the moment, Harder is going 1 knot faster than Vari. So definitely going where Harder went is definitely the right choice in pressure point of view. Going on the other side, like other sailors did, is good for tactics, as everybody will be on starboard after that. Let's see if now Lorenzo can cross in front of Teo Ivi. In the lead, Harder is keeping the lead. Muy and Jose Gudi are kind of racing safe, while other sailors are pushing a little bit harder than that. Big left wing shift at the moment, so probably all the boats are trying to look for the pin end, but maybe someone that could be racing a little bit smarter can go for the other one. Penalty for Lorenzo, really well given by the Spanish.
Yep.
And now Teo Ivi gets the 6th position.
And we see the two Brazilians actually taking spot number 1 and 2. Harder and Jose Godi.
I'm not surprised they're racing really well today.
Yep. And well, you've seen it in the ranking just before on your screen. Jose Godi is currently 6th, and Harder is currently 18th. Before the outcome of the protest.
the interesting stuff is Ozwil at the moment. He's first, but with a 23rd is definitely going to be more approachable in the last part. As I can say, if you can put him back down in the fleet, having 15 points of advantage before race 5 is different than having few points before the last group of races where we have only 20 points for the last one. So definitely an interesting part is happening now. And actually Ozwil is sailing free, but he's in the middle of the fleet. So something will happen.
We see WG25 here in 8th as well, which is a good performance from him. I think in the previous race he was towards the end of the ranking. Yeah, 35th.
Yeah. The one I'm more interested about is Schlegg, because Schlegg is at the moment 21st, so 1 point out, with Yutsuki and Totexi really close by, and in front of him Maradoni, Pablo Baez, and Roman.
Yeah, so he's 5 points behind Donny and 1 point behind Yuko, 6 points ahead of Yutsuki and Totexi, who are tied at 86. So a 4th position here is going to give him a nice little boost. And RG Tyler showing his support for Varys. Long time no see in the chat, I think, RG Tyler. Well, long time no stream as well from me, but yep, so Harder still in first. Hoseguri is still in second. He's been chased by Mui Mui. But Hoseguri is going slightly faster. And the rest of the fleet looks like most of them are actually going to go on the right.
So Schlegg is going at 14 knots, while Harder is going at 12. And Schlegg is being covered.
Yeah. Schlegg is being covered by 2 boats over here, KGR and Luisito 1948. The KGR just got covered by Avari. And it's going to be a battle here.
Yeah.
For Schlegg to try to defend his 4th spot. And he got out of the wind shadow, and now it's just keeping. He actually got 3rd over here. Maybe he can beat, who is the what, Mui Mui? No, I think that's KGR over there. No, KGR took the 3rd. No, it was Mui Mui. It wasn't KGR.
Yeah, Mui Mui.
And Schlegg confirms his 4th place. As the rest of the fleet.
Another impressive result.
Oh yeah, look at this whole bunch of boats.
Yeah, that was insane.
We try to.
Oh, look here, look here.
A lot of penalties here, Johannes, Mournier. And Bart closing the march. There we have it. This is race number 5. So this is the end of the qualifier series, meaning that we're gonna tally up the scores, close any ongoing protests. We only have 1, I believe, posted by Harder. And once that has been settled, we will head over to the Gold Fleet. And the Gold Fleet is going to be the top 20 players from these players that you see on your screen for 3 races. This is what it looks like. I'm going to head over to the decisions.
Yep.
And it looks like redress is given. Harder is to be scored in race 3, average of his scores for the qualifying series. Yeah, well, that was one of his off days, I see. So we'll see him again, I'm sure.
Yep.
Just a couple of seconds to go before this first race in the Go fleet, so we're switching to a fleet of 20 players.
Yeah, because we can put a fleet of 40 stars, but that one will be an interesting one. What do you think?
40 fleet of star is yeah, I don't know how to say because the wind shadow is just crazy, so you're not going to be moving.
Yeah, exactly. So next qualifier, we understand from our mistake. Next qualifier, 40 star with 13 knots.
Right, we can
Racing
try it
area
once.
very
We can try it
long.
once.
Racing area very
We'll see.
long. 15 minutes of race.
Make it 30.
Yeah, true. 20 seconds to the start. Amazing position at the moment for Samuel Solano. Harder. Also Jose Godi, but penalty now for Jose Godi. 10 seconds to the start. Oh, amazing move from the Japanese, I believe FC reached underneath the Brazilian, and great start for everyone. Everyone on the line, just a little bit over, in a better position. Cavan, Fiance, I believe Lorenzo here, and FIV Rock. With
Yep.
Mui Mui and Schleg that are losing some momentum over the fleet, and amazing position for FC Reach that can do whatever he wants. Rommel in an amazing position. Try to cross. Let's see if Rommel can cross. He is really close with Harder and is going to attack. Okay, not able to cross. Harder still in the lead.
Yep. And just gonna answer the chat. Danelaw, if you're trying to send links, I think the automat is gonna block you from it, so your links appear as 3 stars. But I believe you can type in !sail ranks. That will lead you to the Sail Ranks website, and on the Sail Ranks website you can find the scores updated live.
Harder on the moment in the lead, with Jose Godi definitely really close by, but Jose Godi went for attack that definitely could have done some damage to Kazuki, and KGR here in third position. Harder and Rommel definitely, one of them is unexpected to be there, that is Rommel, and definitely this one can be a big jump in the top position. Let's see if he can keep the overlap. Probably not with Harder, but probably yes with KGR. Let's see if he can manage to not get a penalty.
He squeezed
Amazing
in, got
passage
in.
for
Yeah,
Roman.
perfect maneuver. And Grello9, hello to you too. Nice to see you in the chat.
A lot of penalty though in the back of the fleet that will allow the top sailors to go away in an easier way. Is a nice battle here between Jose Godi and Lorenzo. Lorenzo tried to look for a safer situation, and actually he managed to find one. He's going half a knot faster than almost everybody else in the fleet. He is in the puff, and he's not covered by anybody. So Harder at the moment 7.17 for KGR. Rommel 7.2 is getting a little bit. 7.1 Maradoni. And as I said, Lorenzo going at 7.8 is definitely gaining on anybody else. He's going for a longer race, so he's going really out, and then coming back in. While Jose Godi is going 7.3, Lorenzo is going 8.4. Is catching up on Katsuki 2. Is catching up on Maradoni. Definitely in a big moment for Lorenzo. Rommel is keeping the second position just behind Harder. Third position for KGR. Lorenzo gained 3 position here. And with a penalty for Maradoni, definitely he's going to catch up more. Oh, really well done for the Italian sailor Jose Godi over there, keeping the 8th position. We jinxed Vari, so because we spoke too early, right?
Yep. He still has like a 17 point lead on number 8. So he's
Yep.
still in, there's good chances that he's still in the top 10 after this race, but we're not going to jinx him anymore. Harder is maintaining his lead. The Romo got very close still. It's still very close between the top 3, Harder, Romo, and KGR.
Yeah.
And well, this is going to be the last upwind, then it's going to be the last downwind. So it's going to be in this last downwind that we're going to likely see most of the changes with the star. Most of the tactics involves the downwind battles and covering your opponent with this huge wind shadow that the star has.
Yeah, but if you have someone covering you,
Yep.
and you're covering someone else, nobody's gaining. So that's why Lorenzo went really, really far, tried to find a nice and easy path, and then he overtake a lot of his competitor. That's why now he's in 6th position, and he gained it on the downwind where nobody else gain or lose any position without a penalty. That's really impressive and good tactic from the Italian. Let's see if he is able to do something like this again. I don't think it's possible because right now the fleet is more divided, so definitely will be difficult for the players to do that. But the penalty to FC Reach with Jose Godi over there and Luka Kozlovic create a little bit of distance between that group of sailor and the next one.
Yep.
Let's see if that one could be the case. Lorenzo seems that he's attacking KGR, but actually is not what he's looking for. He's looking for to sail free of cover. As you can see, right now it's going 6.6. 6.9, 7 knots for Lorenzo, 6.6 for Kazuki, that is being covered.
6.7 for Harder, so they are going slightly faster than him.
Yep. The important are Maradoni and Kazuki for Lorenzo, because I believe Harder and Rommel, they're not going to fight each other. They're both happy with that position. Lorenzo right now is being covered by FC Reach. That's why he's laughing up a little bit and is actually slowing down. Kazuki is free from cover. Maradoni is free from cover. I believe that the position are
They're set.
Fixed now.
We have Donnie 6.5, but KGR 6.7.
Oh.
And 6.4 for Donnie, 6.6 for KGR. Maybe KGR could do a last-minute overtake and take that 4th from Donnie.
I believe he could take the 4th from Donnie. He is also trying to take the 3rd from Kazuki. They are really, really close. But now Lorenzo is covering.
Kazuki got 3rd, but I think KGR got 4th and Donnie got 5th. Lorenzo 6th. Yep. Let's switch back to the end of the fleet. There's a battle here between KUYC and Pablo Baez for 18 and 19.
Look at the finishing line now. It's easy. You have like 6 boats over there fighting against each other, all laughing up, and with Pablo Baez leading and Rock. Oh, come on, they arrive 4 in the same second. And sorry, and Pablo Baez, it was Luisito, not Pablo Baez, and Pablo Baez and KUYC closing.
They want to see Green9 and company. 37.2, 37.2, 37.2 in the tenths of seconds.
How is it possible?
But here we have it, the ranking. As we got 4 seconds to go. And
2,
start procedure
1, go.
has been given. All 20 players in, all 20 players thirsty for another victory to get into this top 10.
So do you
Nice
think
body
they're going
press,
to
then he
mark
got this to Roman.
harder in a stronger way now?
You're asking if I think they're gonna target harder faster? Harder more?
Like harder, the top three, like harder, Lorenzo, Jose Godi, Muy Muy.
I think the top four are probably going to battle quite a bit because all four of them still have stakes to be on the podium. Like, it's not decided yet. They're not safe.
And a lot of players really on the line that is kind of dangerous at this time. But with this massive left wing shift, doing a port start would be a crazy thing to do, but could be insanely rewarding. A lot of both in the race committee.
Watch out with the bowsprit for the false start. False start maybe by KUYC, or was it just a penalty? Pablo Baez got a false start. As Mumi here in 6th, no, he's 7th in the overall ranking.
Lorenzo force Maradoni to attack, even if Maradoni is 16th. With 92 points, so he needs to catch up at 20 points if you want to go back. Rommel is doing another amazing race. Is risking too much though. He should play a little bit safer, but he's still doing another amazing regatta. And now is the cross with Muy Muy, is Berra away. Now is the cross with Lorenzo also Berra away, but get a penalty. Mistake from Lorenzo that could be really, really costly for him.
Yeah, you can see Lorenzo currently in 3rd with 49 points, so he's not safe to stay in the podium, but he's fairly safe to stay in the top 10.
Yeah.
But the fleet is very tight, and I think it's going to remain tight throughout the whole race. Offshore Racer isn't necessarily known for having a group pulling away from the rest.
And here we have the lead of Luka Kozlovic.
Yeah.
Oh, penalty for Rommel.
We're gonna stop spectating Rommel. We're jinxing him.
Yeah.
But look who's in 2nd.
Schlegel. KGR. Everybody is with a penalty, so 2nd is actually Jose Godi. That actually is the one who are benefiting the most from the bad performance of Harder. That is getting another penalty right now.
Look at the penalties behind.
Lovely.
That's kind of what happens with the Offshore Racer. Offshore Racer is a very long boat.
Yeah.
And you don't really get the feeling of going fast, although it's not necessarily a slow boat compared to like the Ilgar or other boats. And but it stays fairly maneuverable. But because it's very long, that usually is the thing that plays the tricks on the players, where you don't measure enough space for you to pass.
Yep. And I would say the penalty is king kind of thing.
Yep. Well, Luka Kozlovic still maintaining his first at the end of the first downwind. They're going to head back up into the upwind. It's going to be another offset mark, and then it's going to be the finish line on a downwind. Schleg still on the podium in the top 3, I mean. The KGR is very close. And they're all decided to stay on port right now, except Kazuki, who's going to go further on starboard.
It's really difficult to understand. It seems a massive left wing shift is coming. let's see if he's coming before actually is important or when it's too late kind of thing. Because it's actually coming in probably in 10 seconds, and is almost there. So probably the boat on the left hand side are going to catch a big break over the boat on the right.
Yep, and
So
for
as you
those
can
who
see,
don't know, again, the wind shifts are the dark patches that you see on the water. So if you look at the top of the screen, you see some dark patches coming slowly towards us, and this is what the player is gonna try to catch to get a bit more speed or get a better heading towards the mark or the finish line, depending on when they catch it.
yeah,
But the center of the course was a
actually,
bit blank.
yeah. On the offshore, you're aiming more for the angle because, for example, right now Lorenzo can bear away, and only bearing away the boat will accelerate. With a stronger wind, the boat is not accelerating it. As you can see, major duck down, penalty for green 9 from FIV Rock. That attack really early. Lorenzo get back to the 6th position, harder in 8th, so some points will be lost from him. KGR 4th. I think this one will change a little bit of the people in the head of the race, but it's not going to change how impressive will be the last one, because I will still believe there will be like 10 points difference between all of them. And Lorenzo is pushing a lot on Kazuki to get the 5th position. Kazuki in 8th position, that really need that position to stay in the top 10.
Yep, and
SC
well,
which with this bad race is going to lose a lot. Luisito also.
but it's gonna
Maybe
be
it's a comeback from Rocco actually.
yeah, it's gonna be
and
first place for
and
Luca,
actually
second
Roman.
for Jose. Like, let's go check Rocco, FIV Rock.
Yeah.
But it is 1 for Luca, 2 for Jose Cody, 3 for Schleg, 4 for KGR, 5 for Kazuki, 6 for Lorenzo, and FIV Rock is going to take number 7. And then it's going to be very tight with the remaining boats over here, though I think the pink one harder is going to take number 8. And then we'll get the confirmation because there's several of them arriving during the same second.
Yeah. Impressive result from Schleg, I believe.
Yep. And RG Tyler saying impressive result from KGR as well. This is the ranking, so we're going to update that. We're going to head over to the second race in the Gold Series, which is going to be... No, not the second, the third race in the Gold Series, which is going to be the F50.
No, let's introduce us a little bit more, because this is like the 4th time that they ask us this question. So probably next time we will put a camera in front of us, we'll do a scene if it's okay for you. I want to start with me. I'm Alberto Carraro, representative for eSailing for the eSailing part. Since July, I'm in eSailing, and I'm overseeing only the eSailing part. As you can see, I'm more involved in the community. I want to know about all your idea, all your suggestion, how we can improve this amazing esports. Probably you remember me from some of the from the final in Alicante. That was not really good for me, but I still participate. And the Nations Cup, or even from before, or the Nations Cup 2023.
Yeah, because you were also commentator in.
Yeah,
you were also commentating for Alicante. I mean, you've been involved in the game and eSailing for a long time now.
Yeah.
And 15 seconds to go, you're going to see the boats starting to go towards the end of this starting zone, picking up some speed. There's only who's that boat? I think it's Jose Cudi, who did not do the same start as everyone else. He started like mid length compared to the starting zone. We have a good start from Lorenzo, KGR, FC Rich. But I think the best start is Lorenzo's start, taking the lead over here. And being the first one to round this reaching mark, heading down towards this gate. And it's going to be an upwind after that, with gates on every end of the legs until the reaching finish.
That's exactly what I said. When you have that not faster and you are in the right place, is that meter that will allow you to get and be the first one in the race. That's really a good start from Lorenzo. Let's see if he can keep it.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be fighting with Schleg, who did an amazing start as well. Schleg is currently 14th with 97 points, tied with Lewis 1948. Lorenzo is 3rd with 55 points. So there's like 22 points different between these two players, but there is only 10-point difference between Schleg and the 10th place.
To be honest, Ozil in second position can be interesting because no, it's 13 points from Harder. So Harder need Harder or Lorenzo needed to mess up the race pretty badly. But that one can make him definitely close to the group that is going to the semifinal. Also Schleg with that third position with 97 points is going to 100. Definitely closer to the semifinal, the playoff position. So, you know, a couple of things that could be interesting to watch. KGR then in fourth position is definitely consolidating the position for the semifinal. Harder now, Quick in fifth position. Underneath now, Ozil is not able to overtake him. Harder is seeing his semi-final spot flying away because Jose Godi have 3-point lead. Jose Godi is just behind him. This is really bad from Samuel that he could not see his final because of probably 1 or 2 points. The semi-final from this point.
Just to show the level and intensity of these knockouts, where you're going to be competing against 40 of the best players, so and then 20 of these, and then 20 of the best of the 40. So it's going to be intense, it's going to be very hard, and it's going to be the same for every knockout. And it looks like KGR, Lorenzo, and Hosikuri are more or less confirming their podium places. Obviously, by saying that, I have jinxed them.
Yeah, obviously. FC Rich seems he's keeping the position. Vari, where's Vari? It's not an easy position, but seems he's keeping it because both FIV Rock and the Rommel are not in a great position. Only Schleg, actually. You know that Schleg maybe can go in. Not sure. He's going 9,900 points. FC Reach is 13. He's going 100. So it's like 1 point difference between Schleg and FC Reach. This will be really, really interesting to see. So Lorenzo in first position.
He needs 10 places difference with FC Rich.
Yeah. And actually now harder if Osegodi cannot make it to the mark. I know. I was hoping
like
for
Schleg
more pathos
taking,
here.
Yeah, Schleg is taking number 2. Lorenzo is confirming his first place. It's gonna be likely KGR in third, Harder in fourth, in fifth, because Hosikuri just overtook him. No, that's not Hosikuri, that's Hosyur. And FC Rich currently in 13th.
Yeah. I believe there is 1 point between FC Rich and Schleg.
Yeah.
Let's see who is going to
likely
get
to be
the
very
top
tight.
10 position.
Ooh, FC Rich is 12th. Schleg is second. FC Rich is 12th.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. We'll wait for your when you put the results in. It's 12. Oh. Oh. There will be, I believe, a type same point for the. Can you see any issue with FIV Rock?
I think if every rock is got disconnected.
Yeah.
You have 2 disconnections.
Also, Pablo Baez.
Yeah, Pablo Baez and then
Yeah.
Heavy Rock.
Yeah.
Let me enter the results. Let's see how this goes. What changes?
I believe we'll have interesting things to see. And I want to start from the 15th, so I'm not jinxing and I'm not spoiling anything out before. Sorry for FIV Rock that he didn't manage to finish the race. He was one of the contender for the 10th spot.
Pablo Baez in 20th with 174 points. Green9 in 19th with 129 points. Rocco Guerra in 18th with 127 points, 123 points for Maradoni in 17th. 16th goes to KYC 31471 with 121 points. Cianes Lewis 1948, 111 points at 15th. 14th, Judy Ha, 109 points. Kevin Fine in 13th with 108 points. And we go 5 points below with Rommel in 12th with 103 points. And FC Rich, unfortunately, getting out of the top 10 with 99 points, tied with Schleg in 10th. Pick it up from here, Alberto.
So amazing result from Schleg that he actually managed in the last 2 races to go back to the top 10. Then Vari, 93 points. 93 points. 86 points for Luka Kozlovic. 83 points for Kazuki. We are going in the 5th position for Ozil, 72 points. The first one that actually is in the playoff but is out of the semifinal is harder, Samuel Solano, 60.3 points. Jose Godi, 58 points. Is the first one going to the semifinal. Congratulations to Jose. Congratulations also to Lorenzo Sorrenti, 56 points. And the winner of the first knockout of 2025 is KGR. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of these players. It was tight racing. It was great racing. As you just said, KGR, Lorenzo, and Jose Godi, all 3 are going to be qualified for the semifinals. So we will not see them in the future knockouts that we're going to be streaming. Harder, Ozil, Kazuki, Luka Kozlovic, Mimiveri, and Schleg all go towards the playoffs. And we might still see them in the next knockouts because they still have a chance to try to get into the semifinals. Unfortunate day for the remaining 10 players. They have performed well, but we will see them in the next knockouts, I'm sure, to get another opportunity to get to the semifinals. And just going to detail why the Schleg gets 10th and FC Rich 11 with both 99 points. If there's a tie, you just align the races from best to worst, and at the first difference, you give it to the one with the best performance. So best performance for Schleg is second, best performance from FC Rich is second as well, so we go to the second best performance, third for Schleg, and 7th for FC Rich, so 3rd is better than 7th, therefore we give the win to Schleg.
Absolutely.
Quick shout out as well to our principal race officer, Giovanni, who's been behind the scenes giving the starts, getting them to join the races and all that. Also, shout out to our jury who has helped to dispatch that hearing and protest very quickly, giving the redress to Harder. I'm sure he appreciates that. And well, it's just about 2 hours of streaming. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. And I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining.
Yep. Thank you all for watching. This has been Oscar, your host, with Alberto, and we'll see you all in the next knockout. Next challenge is going to start on Monday at 12 UTC, so be ready to qualify in the next knockout, be in the top 40. See y'all. Bye.
Yeah, bye.